time bosses. Today I'm going to talk about Christmas keyword research. I had a question from Neela. Neela said, "Dear ma'am, please upload some videos on Christmas keyword research." And I thought that was such a good question, really. So let's do that today. Let's have a look and see what we can find that we can create for Christmas. But we're going to have to hurry because Christmas is not that far away. So we should really start creating some books for that now. So let's go on Amazon now, and I'm going to try and make this research really simple, just using Amazon and not any paid tools to do this, because it can be quite simple really. So let's have a look. We're on Amazon now, and we keep the tab on all because, as I said before, we're searching in the all category. I know the results are different if you go to books, because when you go to books, it shows you just the books. Whereas if you go into all, there are other products that it can pick up. But because our customers search in all, that is the competition that we're competing with. So we're not really competing with the things that don't show up for our customers. So we go in all departments, and let's begin with something really simple and just type in Christmas and then see what happens to the drop down. Look at this. There's such a big list only because we put in Christmas. So let's see if there's any books amongst all of this. So probably not. I imagine there's probably not a lot to do with books. Let's have a look. Lights, ornaments, pajamas. So no books. So now we have to start niching down. So let's type in Christmas notebooks and let's see what we can come up with. So there's Christmas notebooks for kids bulk, Christmas notebooks for kids. So there are some results, not very many, but some. And if you haven't noticed, I'm using this Self-Publishing Titans Chrome extension, which I find really, really great because you can download the suggested keywords. So let's click on this and see what we can find. So a lot of this will be hardback books as well. So we really want to narrow it down to paperback. So on the left hand side here, I click paperback. And now we're more likely to get the type of books that we make that are independently published. So the first one here is a nice Santa Claus image, and this is just a simple notebook. We can see now that the BSR is 104,000. That's not too bad. This one here is really good. It's only got a BSR of 1,106. So that's fantastic. And it's a Christmas notebook, Christmas tree, ruled and unlined. Very, very simple book. So there's quite a few simple notebooks. I always say that notebooks, they are very competitive. There's a lot of competition. But obviously Christmas narrows it down a little bit more. And Christmas is only once a year, luckily. So that's narrowing it down even more, and it means that this is a niche, but we can narrow it down even more because we can have notebooks, Christmas notebooks for children. So this would be a very easy way to create some notebooks with lovely Christmassy images on the cover, and there's really not much more to say about it. In terms of, is this a profitable niche? You only have to look at the BSRs because Amazon doesn't give you the search volume. So whatever tools you're using that gives you an idea of search volume, they're all based on Google search. And Google searches are not the same as Amazon searches, because when people search on Amazon, they're searching for something to buy. But when people search on Google, maybe they're just looking for things that they want explained, or they're looking for information. So they're not necessarily looking for things to buy. So we can't depend on any tools that give us Amazon search results because they're not based on Amazon. Amazon doesn't give that information to anybody. So how do we know if a niche is profitable? The way I do it is I look at how many results there are, and if there are a lot of results, that means there are a lot of people obviously publishing books, but also it does give you a sense of what people will be looking for because of the BSR. If the BSRs are quite low, that means they are buying a lot of these books. So I noticed that the BSRs are quite low in this niche. They're not bad at all, and there's quite a few on the first page with good BSRs. So to me, that indicates that it's worth trying this niche. And that's all you can do with any niches. You can try them. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. And that is how it works now. There is no magical formula to find low competition niches. We can only do what we can with the data that we can get, and Amazon is not giving us that data. So the tools can help. I use Publisher Rocket sometimes, and that can help. And also this tool here I find is quite good. It's a keyword niche score, and anything over 63% is good. So this is a little bit lower, but like I said, I look at the BSRs and I still try it. But if you wanted to be even more specific and niche down even more, make a book that's more difficult to make, because when a book is easy to make, like a notebook, you are going to have much more competition. So let's try something different. Let's try Christmas. What can we have? Activity books. Now they're more difficult to make, but of course you're going to have less competition, and they're fun to make. I think, with activity books, they're very, very popular. You can't go wrong. Let's have a look and see if this loads. Christmas activity books. It's jumped onto the book section. Let's go into all departments. So let's try activity books in all departments. And I'm waiting for this to load just to get an idea of what my extension tells me. But let's have a look in the meantime and see what people are publishing. So also have a look at the covers, the kind of colors that people are using, the kind of images people are using, the fonts, the writing, what type of titles they're using. So do your research, not just for keywords, but also how to design your book cover, because that is very important. You can see there's a lot of competition, so people are going to buy the one that they like the cover for. So let's have a look. The BSRs, let's have a look. 64,000 for this one, 24,000, 2,000, 355, 918. Oh, this isn't a book. 129,000, 67,000, 552,000. So they're good BSRs. They're not bad. And some of them are very low, which is very good. So again, Christmas activity books are a good niche to go into. But how can we niche down? Let's see if this drop-down menu brings up some ideas for us. So we go on Christmas activity, and then there's a drop-down that tells us book for kids 4 to 8, books for children, activity kids for kids, activity pads. That's not really relevant. Let's type in book. So we are getting some suggestions, which is good. Christmas activity book for kids. All of these suggestions are here because people have typed them into Amazon. So that tells us that people are looking for these type of books. And this is how I would do my keyword research. So when you're looking for the keywords to put in your 7 keyword slots, for example, you can take a lot of the keywords from here. So it would be Christmas activity book for kids bulk. That wouldn't really apply to us because we don't sell in bulk. That means people are buying 10 or 20. So, but you can use Christmas activity books for adults, Christmas activity book for 3-year-old. And then activity book is quite broad, so maybe we can niche it down into puzzle books or coloring books. So let's try that. Let's try Christmas coloring book, and I'm typing it in the American spelling. Let's have a look what comes up. So there's quite a few suggestions here. Coloring book for adults, for kids, for children, for toddlers. You can get a lot of the keywords from this drop-down section. Let's have a look and see what we can find for coloring books. So there's an animal mandala coloring book. I don't think that's really for Christmas. It's a sponsored product, so that's sneaked in there somehow. Let's have a look at these. So 34,000, 46,000, very good BSRs again, 41,000. So again, really good BSRs, and they're all on the first page. There is a lot of competition, of course, and coloring books are not easy to make. So you can try, I always say there are no guarantees for anything, but the more books you make, the more chances you have to sell one really well. I think I've got about 500 books at the moment live. That's not a lot compared to other people, but I only sell about 20 or 30% of them. And my main income comes from 2 or 3 books only. So you don't need to make sales with all of your books to have a good income. You just need 1 or 2 books to become really good bestsellers or really good sellers, and you can make a really good income. But for that, you have to keep trying niches, and you have to keep trying different interiors and different covers. And that is the way to do it. You can't expect all of your books to sell. That's impossible. I think every successful book publisher sells around 20 to 30% of their books, and that's it. So there's a lot of books that don't sell for me. And that's fine, I really don't mind, because as long as I make a good income from the books that are selling, that's all I want. So that is a little bit of advice when you're doing your keyword research. Sometimes it's worth trying a book, even if you don't know if that niche is very profitable. And quite honestly, we don't know very often whether a niche is profitable or not, because Amazon doesn't give us the data for the search. So don't worry about competition. If you think it's a good niche, try creating a book for that niche. Let's have another look at some more books. Let's type in Christmas puzzle books. They're very popular in any niche, but you could make some especially now for Christmas. So you can have Christmas puzzle books for adults, Christmas puzzle books for kids. And let's just search that and see what we can find out. So they're very popular as well, and I'm just waiting for the BSR to load so we can have a look and see if they're selling well. So here we are. This one has a BSR of 73,000. 509,000 is not that great, but they're still making sales. 118,000. 966. This one's very good. 6,740. So it's quite mixed. This one's very good. 16,179. Christmas word search puzzle book, large print. This is another really good keyword, large print. If you can make it with large print, don't put large print if it isn't. I've seen that before as well. But if you can make a large print puzzle book, they're very popular because people who can't see very well can see the larger print. It's great for older people and anybody that can't see that well. So large print books are very good. You could also niche down by making it in a different language. So if English is not your first language, you've got a good advantage in that you can make a book in your own language. So I have made some books in Spanish and German, and it just increases the chances of selling your books. So that's another idea. You could create books in different languages. and create books with large print. That is another good keyword. So these are puzzle books. So you can see this is another good niche to get into, another good idea for creating Christmas books. Let's see what else we can find. We can maybe type in, now we could go onto the book tab. And the reason I'm doing this is because now I want the drop-down suggestions to be for books. So if I type in Christmas, let's see what happens. So it's not really focusing so much on books, but we are getting some results. Books for children, religious, so that's another good keyword. Christmas books for children 2020. I think I would change that to 2021. Christmas board books, Christmas board book for children, oversized, so you can make really large books. You could make a Christmas cookbook, like a blank cookbook where people can write in their own recipes. So that would be a really good book for Christmas. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I think what I will do is I will write a list with Christmas book keywords and put it on my Gumroad shop where you can download it. And that will save you a little bit of time in doing your research. But if you want to do it yourself, this is how I would do it. Go on the book tab to do your research. Now, we're not doing this to see how many people are searching for it. We're doing this to find the keywords of things that people have searched in this category. So this gives us lots of ideas. You know, we can do Christmas cookbook for kids. What else can we use? Christmas coloring book for adults, relaxation. So again, you're getting quite a few keywords here, and you know that this drop down is there because people have typed it into Amazon and they're looking for it. These are your customers. These are people that are looking for these particular books. And the good thing about this Self-Publishing Titans extension is that you can just click here and it can download all of your keywords, which is really easy. So I'll show you what that would look like. Here we are. So it's downloaded all of those keywords in a list. Now, obviously, you can't use all of them. You can't use Christmas board books. I don't know. Board would be like a hardback, like a really hard cover. They make them especially for really young children so that they can't tear them and break them. So we can't produce them on KDP. Don't worry about those keywords. But do look at the ones that you can make on KDP. So you can definitely make Christmas cookbooks 2021, Christmas cookbooks for kids. So they would be blank books so that people can type in their own recipes. But you can make the cover for Christmas and maybe make the interior Christmassy as well, so that there are some nice graphics in there to do with Christmas. I hope that this has helped you a little bit and it has shown you how you can do keyword research very easily without any paid tools. You can do it for free. It just takes time. That's all it is. But if you want, I will leave the list of keywords in my Gumroad shop and I'll probably sell it just for $1. So hopefully that will be helpful to you if you want to save time. But otherwise, just do it the way I showed you and you can get lots and lots of keywords that way. So thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in my next video.